And of course, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me, unfortunately, not the victor in this particular situation, but I've got to say, I mean, you really had two championships to deal with there. You had the first one, which, well, you did quite well.
Yeah, it went so well. I didn't I practiced with 8 different Zergs, and they didn't play exactly how Angelus played, Henry. But I should have seen that. I should have realized that, like, after playing like 50 hours this week, that there was a hole that I didn't practice, and I should have asked them to do that. So it's really my fault. But I'd like to give a shout out to Suppy and Kane for giving me practice game and Gosu User 2. I don't think I would have won the first series without their help.
All right, fantastic. I mean, and a lot of people need to realize that in this particular case, you fell down into the losers bracket fairly early on in the tournament, and as opposed to carrying all the way to the finals like a lot of your fans anticipated.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you had a lot of work cut out for you.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about trying to fight your way all the way to the final, and then you get there and you do so well in those first 2 games? And what goes through your head when you're sitting down at each of those games and just like, and it's almost like a grind, I guess you can say.
Yeah, it is. Like, I realized that last night before leaving, if I would have beat Jig in the winners bracket, it was 3 matches, and if you get knocked down in the semis, it's 6 matches you have to win, like 6 series you have to win if you want to like finish first, and I was 1 series short. And it's really tough because it was like 1-2 versus desRow, and then it was a clean 2-0 versus Jig in the end when we played. So it was just a lot of games, intense, a lot of intensity.
Yeah. Going into the last series, unfortunately, Hendril is taking 2 out of 3. I don't want to try to focus on it, but what do you think you could have done to improve, perhaps, and maybe pulled off a couple of victories in those games?
Well, the maps, they were like a little outdated a little bit. So game 1, when I got caught out of position, I should have had my tower, and then I would have seen the roach coming, and I wouldn't have been caught out of position. I just looked silly, and yeah. And the game 2, knowing that he did Swarmos for game 1, I should have not go for Stargate, because you're just picking the wrong build order. Of course, if I deny the Nidus, I can still make something happen, but once anything comes out of that, you're screwed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've spent time in Korea, you've spent time working with Europeans, you're probably one of the most proficient esports players in Canada. Any messages for people who want to try to get into esports? It's a hard industry to break into.
Yeah, it is. Don't ditch school. Don't do your homework. And then if you have enough talent, try to take a year off. Of course, if it's a big dream of yours, what I just said won't stop you, so you can go sort of all in. That's what I did. I don't have that much talent compared to those college student like Angelus and Jig. But I went all in, and with a lot of hard work, you can make anything happen as long as you put your mind to it and you don't slack and be lazy. So.
Okay, fair enough. Now, you've been quite successful as a solo player. There's a lot of proponents. Rifkin and I were actually discussing it very, very briefly, that there's 2 sides to the fence. Play with a team, play without a team. You've been playing without a team and doing so quite successfully, I should add. You have a couple of sponsors. You'd like to mention them and tell us how those sponsors have enabled you to be able to continue doing this solo, whereas normally with a team you have a team sponsor to kind of supply that.
So I've been without a team for a while. I prefer to work on my own. As long as you're good at making friends, really, not having teammates is not a problem. I have 4 sponsors right now: Asus, Microbyte, Kingston, and GG Tracker. Basically, they just help me not rely 100% on income from the stream. So, like, for example, this week I took 50 hours off to practice off stream, so my opponents wouldn't be able to study me, and without the sponsors it'd be like a really difficult sacrifice to make, because I wouldn't have anything to go back to. So hopefully with more tournaments, I have sponsor patches coming. They're not on my shirt yet, but they're coming, and hopefully with more tournament placings, doing well and representing my sponsors, I can keep going and grow as a brand and business.
It sounds like you're doing quite well. Any messages to your friends, family, fans, more importantly?
Shout out to everyone that gave me practice. You know who you are. Shout out to my family, who's really supportive, and my fans who watch me. And sorry for pulling off the stream today. I don't want any spikes, but yeah, big thanks to the fans. And for those that are not fans of me, We had over 6,000 viewers today at WCG Canada stream, and it's just really, really awesome. I want to thank all of you. I know we don't have a big scene. I know we don't have Huck. We don't have Scarlett today, this weekend, but it's still really amazing that you guys tuned in and to have this many viewers too. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, desRow.
Yeah, no problem.
Great deal.
Yeah.
Great play today.
Yeah. Great casting.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, desRow.